Hello dear student, this is Dr. Sehar from Dentabest, your best online mentor for the preparation of INBDE, ADAT and AFK exam. Today student, in this class I have taken a topic of pharmacology, that is anticoagulant drugs. Let us firstly try to understand different definitions here. First of all, what is hemostasis? Hemostasis, student, is the prevention or stoppage of the blood loss from the injured blood vessel, and the process of hemostasis involves formation of a platelet plug, activation of clotting factor, and the growth of the fibrin meshwork into the blood clot, making it more stable. Blood platelets are formed from the cytoplasm of the bone marrow and are the smallest of all the blood cells. And the normal platelet count, it lies between 150 to 450 times 10 to the power 9 per liter of blood. Now, what is primary hemostasis mechanism? That includes your platelet. Secondary hemostasis mechanism includes your clotting factors. Primary hemostasis include the enzyme and receptors which are included in the primary hemostasis mechanism. You have TXA2, which increases the platelet activation and aggregation. Then you have ADP, that induces platelet aggregation too. Then we have glycoprotein 2B and 3A receptors on the platelet surface for attaching with the blood vessel endothelial wall, that is again in aggregation. Now the secondary hemostasis, the clotting factor activated in secondary hemostasis mechanism. Factor 10, it converts prothrombin into thrombin, and thrombin converts fibrinogen into fibrin, and fibrin entangles with the platelet to finally form a blood clot. If you look at the coagulation cascade here, intrinsic pathway is activated with the surface contact, extrinsic pathway is activated with the tissue factor. So you can see 12A to 11A, 11 to 9A, A is the activated form of it. Then extrinsic pathway you have 7A, and then factor 10A is a common factor here. Like heparin that we have. So heparin, we know it is going to. So if we talk about the anticoagulant drug heparin here, heparin, how it acts like an anticoagulant? Heparin, student, mainly block the thrombin by activating the antithrombin compound. So conversion of fibrinogen to fibrin will not happen, and finally the clot will not form. But if we talk about warfarin as an anticoagulant, it will mainly antagonize vitamin K in the liver. Factor 2, 7, 9, 10 are not synthesized in the liver. So that's how it acts as an anticoagulant. Both warfarin and heparin, they have different mechanism of action. Now the third phase of blood clotting is the tertiary hemostasis. Tertiary hemostasis happens when the tissue plasminogen activator released from endothelium. It will convert plasminogen into plasmin, and plasmin will finally break down the clot. It is called as fibrolysis. Fibrin dissolution to limit the clot. Now, definition of anticoagulant: therapeutic interference with the clotting mechanism of the blood to prevent or treat the thrombosis or a blood clot. Indication of the anticoagulant therapy is for treatment and prevention of DVT, high risk of DVT patients, pulmonary emboli patient, prevention of stroke in patient with artificial heart wall, cardiac thrombus or atrial fibrillation, also used in patient with IHD, ischemic heart disease, or during procedure like angioplasty. Now student, let us see different drugs that are affecting your primary hemostasis, like the drugs which are antiplatelet. Antiplatelet drugs mainly act by inhibiting the platelet activation, adhesion of platelet or aggregation. Includes a drug that inhibits TXA2, ADP or glycoprotein 2B, 3A receptor. Platelet count is essential to be checked with all antiplatelet drugs. TXA2 inhibitor, they work by inhibiting synthesis of prostaglandins, thereby inhibiting cyclooxygenase. The enzyme in the platelet that synthesizes TXA2, they are going to block the TXA2, so the platelets are not aggregated. Like aspirin is one of the TXA2 inhibitor. It affects the platelet for the life of the platelet, that is 7 to 10 days. So before you are doing any surgeries on the patient, after taking consultation from the physician, you can stop the antiplatelet drugs or aspirin for 5 to 7 days. Now another group of drugs which are ADP receptor antagonist. That's how they will interfere with the platelet aggregation, like clopidogrel or Plavix is one of the antiplatelet here in this group, or ticlopidine. They inhibit the platelet aggregation by preventing ADP-induced binding of platelet. This reaction inhibits platelet aggregation and persists for lifespan. So they are irreversible platelet inhibitor, just like your aspirin. Must be stopped at least 7 days before surgery, 5 to 7 days, so that the new platelets are formed before the surgery, after of course consulting from the physician. Now student, let us see the drugs which are affecting the secondary hemostasis. First drug is a heparin here. Heparin, it binds to naturally occurring antithrombin 3, as I told you, that will inhibit the thrombin so that the conversion of fibrinogen to fibrin doesn't happen. and clot is not formed. That's how the heparin is going to work. However, when the patient is on heparin therapy, it is important for us to monitor the APTT, that is activated partial thromboplastin time. Normal range should be 25 to 30 seconds. APTT is checked 6 hours after starting the heparin infusion and then after every 6 hours till the infusion is in progress. Now, some of the low molecular weight heparins that we have, like enoxaparin, no monitoring required by APTT and lesser incidence of thrombocytopenia due to lesser effect on thrombin 2. It primarily affects the 10A. However, PT and INR has to be checked with enoxaparin. It has higher bioavailability as compared to heparin and longer half-life. It must be stopped 12 hours before angiography in order to avoid any bleeding. Now, next is warfarin. Warfarin, as we know, it antagonizes the vitamin K produced by the liver. So, factor 2, 7, 9, 10 are not produced. So, you can see 2, 7, 9, 10. These factors are produced by the liver. You need vitamin K. Warfarin is going to antagonize this vitamin K so that these clotting factors are not being produced. You can see warfarin here, right? It is blocking this factor 7, 10, 9, right? It's blocking these compounds by its anticoagulant, blocking vitamin K synthesis in the liver. Patients who are on warfarin therapy, their prothrombin time in international normalized ratio INR has to be checked regularly, informed to the physician, and warfarin dose is adjusted according to PT and INR. Instruct the patient to avoid eating green leafy vegetable because they are rich in vitamin K and they can reduce the effectiveness of warfarin. Now, the drugs which are affecting the tertiary hemostasis, fibrinolytic or thrombolytic, they enhances the natural process of conversion of plasminogen into plasmin, dissolving the fibrin thread, dissolve the already formed clot. It helps in revascularizing the myocardium or brain tissue by dissolving the clot in coronary or cerebral arteries. Indicated in 100% blocked coronary artery or acute ischemic stroke, but they are contraindicated in hemorrhagic stroke. Example of fibrinolytic drugs is streptokinase or TPA, that is tissue plasminogen activator. You have to explain the patient that their bleeding tendency has increased and they are at high risk for bleeding. Of course, they have to watch for any bleeding through nose, mouth, and to observe blood in the sputum, urine or stool. Instruct the patient to prevent themselves from any injury or cut, to use sharp very cautiously, any kind of knife or razor or needle scissor, they have to be careful with it. Instruct patient for no intramuscular injection, no toothbrush. In case of injury, instruct patient to apply direct pressure over the area for 10 to 15 minutes in order to stop bleeding. Instruct patient to monitor appropriate lab results, which include platelet count with antiplatelet, APTT with heparin, PT and INR with enoxaparin and warfarin. Anticoagulants are contraindicated in all conditions of hemorrhage, hemorrhagic stroke or major bleeding from surgical sites. You cannot use it.